This was never meant to become a YouTube channel. There was no master plan. Only curiosity. Could Hannah read this document out loud? Could 11 Labs really turn a simple piece of writing into a narration MP3? Could Shauna create hand-drawn research notebook illustrations? At first, these looked like completely separate tools. A voice assistant. A drawing generator. A document editor. Nothing more. But then a strange thought appeared. What if all of these small tools could be connected together? What if a document could become a picture? A picture could become a narration. And a narration could become a video? Could a tiny research lab media system emerge from something this simple? That question quietly became the beginning of the journey. The first discovery was surprisingly simple. One image. One narration MP3. One basic video editor. That was enough to create the first Shardhana video and upload it to YouTube. It was not impressive content. There were no flashy effects. No dramatic editing. No viral tricks. It felt more like an animated research notebook than a modern video. Yet somehow, it felt alive. Ideas that had existed only as text suddenly had a voice. Drawings that had been frozen on a page began to move. A small thought became a small story. And for the first time, it felt possible that research notes could travel beyond a document. CapCut worked far better than expected. At first, video editing looked complicated. But after experimenting for a while, the process became surprisingly straightforward. Zoom. Pan. Cut. Connect the narration. Export the video. That was enough. The realization was not about software. It was about possibility. Maybe creating media was no longer limited to large studios or expensive production teams. Maybe a small research lab could do it as well. Perhaps a fully local workflow was possible. Documents. Images. Narration. Video. All connected together in a single flow. That thought stayed in the background and continued growing. Then another question appeared. If AI can write documents, and generate illustrations, and organize ideas, and produce narration, what happens when all of those pieces are connected? Piper TTS. Kden Live. Markdown. GitHub. YouTube. Individually, they are just tools. But together, they form a pathway. An idea becomes a document. A document becomes an image. An image gains a voice. And eventually that voice becomes a video. Perhaps Shardhana is not only about building software. Perhaps it is also about observing how ideas move from thought into form. The goal is not to become a famous YouTuber. The goal is not millions of views. The goal is something much quieter. To document how a strange little research lab grows over time. Most projects only show the finished result. The polished code. The successful release. The final conclusion. But real exploration rarely looks that clean. There are wrong turns. Failed experiments. Moments of confusion. Late-night notes. Sketches in the margins. Videos created simply to capture a thought before it disappears. Maybe those imperfect moments matter just as much as the final answer. Perhaps the process itself is the record. Perhaps that is how the Shardhana lab keeps its memory. Nothing is certain yet. Nobody knows what future video production will cost. Nobody knows whether the atmosphere we imagine can truly be captured. Nobody knows if anyone will subscribe. Maybe this will remain only a strange daydream from the year 2026. But the world feels different now. AI writes. AI draws. AI speaks. AI creates videos. Things that once sounded impossible are slowly becoming ordinary. And because of that, a distant imagination remains. Perhaps one day, someone on the other side of the world will open an old laptop. Perhaps they will accidentally discover a Shardhana Research Lab video. Perhaps they will pause for a moment and wonder, what is this strange little lab? Where did these ideas come from? Why does it feel different? If that day ever arrives, then perhaps the small traces left behind today will have found their destination. And maybe the story will continue from there.